Alright, hey guys. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about fetal alcohol syndrome to the best of my ability. There's a lot to explain on it, but I'll just tell you guys, like, basically my experience and whatnot. So, basically, my experience with FAS is it makes life harder. Like, an example is like my brain can't tell the difference, or rather, it's really hard for me to tell the difference between like bullying and joking. Like, I struggled a lot with that when I was younger. Like, I really struggle with that stuff. It's the same thing with like reading body language. It's hard for me to do it. Like, I interpret things differently. My brain understands things in a different way. Like if you explain something in a way that I don't get it, you could explain it 100 times probably, and I just won't get it. Like FAS, short for fetal alcohol syndrome. It's something like it's a disability. Like, you're born with it. Like, for example, if the hold on, that's hard. If the birth mother drinks alcohol while she's pregnant, that those chemicals, like, they enter her, like, the body. Oh, this is hard to explain. Yeah, they enter the body and they go right into the baby. Like those chemicals go into the baby, and it really affects like the brain development. And it really, like, it does a lot. Like, it's not the same for everyone. Like, there's like different ones. Like, the full spectrum thing is fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. I think that's the full term for it, FASD. And I have fetal alcohol syndrome, FAS for short. It just makes life a lot more difficult, like, just from my experience. Like, I got bullied a lot when I was younger, and it made things so much more difficult. Like, it makes a lot of things just so much more difficult. And if you guys are wondering why I keep looking like to different spots, like different areas, I'm easily distracted. I am very easily distracted. I also have ADHD actually. But yeah, like, that's my experience. Like, I have trouble reading body language. I interpret things differently. Like, for example, if you say like, "Let's go for a hike," I'm gonna think you want to go climb up a mountain. Like, that's just how my brain sees it. That's just how I see it. When really you probably mean like, I just wanted to go for a walk down the street, but my brain interprets that as, "Hey, let's go climb up a mountain," when that's most likely not what you mean. Because I know my parents say that to me sometimes. Like, just in general, the part where like, want to go for a hike, and to me, I just see it as like, let's go climb up a mountain. I mean, I don't think I could do that. I mean, I could, but I'm afraid of heights. I don't see that working. I really don't see that working. But yeah, fetal alcohol syndrome makes life a lot more difficult from my experience. The experience is different for everyone. Like, it affects you mentally. Like, it can affect you in a number of different ways. I don't know all the symptoms, but I have done some research on it. But all I know off the top of my head is that it affects you in a lot of different ways, and it's different for everyone. Like, for everyone, it's not the same. Like, there's different ones as well. Like, all I know is that there's FAS. The full term is FASD, fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. This is really hard to explain. Let's see, there's a lot of other things to it, like a lot of other terms for it. I don't know them, but there's other ones for it. I think there's one that's like, let's see, like partial fetal alcohol syndrome. I'm pretty sure there's one called that as well. Partial fetal alcohol syndrome. Like, it's not like FAS is actually where like everything is the most severe. I do remember that one because I did research on that at one point. Like, FAS, fetal alcohol syndrome, that's where like the symptoms and everything is the most severe. That's where everything is just the most severe. Like, it's the most severe term of the whole like spectrum of FASD. But yeah, it's the most severe. It's hard to explain. There's a lot of it. There's a lot to it. I have done some research on FAS. It's hard to explain a lot of it though. But anyways, that's my experience. There's a lot more to it, but it's hard to remember a lot of it off the top of my head because I would have to look up some of it. But anyways, just so you guys know, That's my FAS experience. I mean, there's a lot more to it, but like I said, it's hard to remember all of it off the top of my head because there is a huge amount. There's a huge amount. Anyways, all right. I love you guys. Bye bye.